Hey there, bookworms. Welcome to Pouring Over Books, a podcast where we dive into the books we love and maybe a few we didn't. I'm your host, LaShawn, and every week I'll be deep diving into what I'm reading, recommendations, and talking about all the things that we love about books. So grab your favorite coffee or tea, find a cozy spot, and let's get ready to pour over some great books together. Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Pouring Over Books podcast. My name is LaShawn, and I am your host. And friends, it is finally fall. I love fall. It is my favorite season because it holds my favorite month, October, if you must know. And I look forward to this time of year every year. Like it is literally, it's my favorite. In celebration, today I'm going to go to Starbucks and get a pumpkin cream cheese muffin and the pecan latte. You know, it's got, I put oat milk in it. It's the new one, Pecan Crunch, I think it's called. And I'm going to sit outside with a good book and enjoy fall, even though here in Atlanta, it's warm still. It's still warm, but the mornings are cool. So, I'll take it. I'll take it. Wilderness came from the library yesterday. So I'm going to take that with me and sit outside with my coffee and my twice a year muffin. I only get it like 2 times. I get it like when it first comes out, like that first day, and then I get it like one more time. Perfection. That is my plans for the day. Speaking of fall, today we're going to talk about 8 newly published or soon to be published books for this fall in 8 genres that I think you should add to your fall TBR. There is literally something for everyone on this list. Literally, I went through every genre and pick something. I'm excited, not all of them, but the ones I thought were most important. I'm excited about all of them, even though my current TBR is overflowing. All of these books are on my radar, library hold list, pre-ordered or ready to be downloaded as soon as the audiobook is available. So let's get started. Let's start with literary fiction, that category. And the first book that I want to talk about is Cursed Daughter by Oyikan Braithwaite, which comes out November the 4th. Inye is born on the day her cousin Monife is buried, sparking belief that she is Monife reincarnated and destined to repeat her tragic fate. Bound by a family curse that drives men away and leaves generation of Falodan women abandoned, Inye struggles between love and the shadow of history. When she saves a boy from drowning and falls for him, she confronts both the curse and her family's buried traumas. In her search for answers, Inye must decide if she is doomed to repeat the cycle of heartbreak or strong enough to break it once and for all. This book is by the author of the bestseller My Sister the Serial Killer, which, if I'm honest, was not my favorite book, but this book sounds intriguing to me. And plus, the cover is gorgeous, and I can never resist a gorgeous cover. Next, for the fiction category, book number 2, I've got Secret of Secrets by Dan Brown, which is already out. I believe it came out last week, maybe. Professor Robert Langdon travels to Prague to support Catherine Solomon, a noetics scientist and new romantic partner, as she prepares to unveil discoveries that could revolutionize human understanding of consciousness. But when a murder shatters their plans and Catherine vanishes with her manuscript, Langdon is thrust into a deadly chase across Prague, London, and New York. Pursued by a shadowy organization and a terrifying figure from ancient mythology, he races to find Catherine and unravel her secrets. Blending cutting-edge science with mystical lore, Langdon uncovers a revelation that could forever transform how humanity views the power of the mind. I'm going to admit to you that I haven't picked up a Dan Brown / Robert Langdon book since Lost Symbols, I believe. I think that was book 3. That was 3 books ago. This is book 6 in the series. So I probably have a lot to catch up on, but I'm okay with that, and I found that his books, they're fun. It'll be okay. In the romance category for book number 3, I'm going to suggest Secret Haven by Catherine Cowles, which is out October 25th. Kyler Blackwood was once a bruised boy who became her secret refuge and forbidden love until fate tore them apart and forced them into silence. Drawn back together by an unshakable connection and dangerous circumstances, they enter an arrangement, which basically means, they're going to live together. We had that one room, one bed thing, meant to be temporary. But stolen touches blur the lines, and what was once pretend feels achingly real. As Kai's troubled past collides with her present, they must decide whether to risk everything for love that never truly faded or lose each other all over again. I am going to go ahead and admit that I am basically feral for this book. This is the last book in the Secret Haven series, and I have been waiting for this book since I read the first book 6 books ago. I love Catherine Cowles. She is a very specific set of romance novels that I call romance trauma porn. The main female character always gets kidnapped or hurt, and her love interest is usually shot or stabbed or hurt on her behalf. It's a very specific genre, and I like it. I like it. I'm always feeling sorry for all the women in the family because I'm like, dag, y'all don't never get a break. But even though reading the other books would give you a lot of background for these characters, especially since this is the last book, this can be read as a standalone, and that is why I highly recommend this one. But while you wait, you might as well go ahead and read the other books. I'm just saying. In the romantasy category, which is our next category, I'm going to go ahead and recommend Son of the Morning by Akweki Emenzi, which is out November 4th. Gail Kincaid, raised by a powerful matriarchal clan, has always sensed a secret about her existence. That mystery ignites when she meets Lucifer posing as a bodyguard, but clearly not human. Their instant dangerous attraction reveals a shocking truth. Gailey isn't human either. With Leviathan, with Leviathan, Lucifer's ruthless prince of hell determined to destroy her, unseen wars between heaven, hell, and the earth erupt. As family secrets collide with ancient powers, Gailey must understand and uncover her true identity and choose whether to embrace her destiny, even if it shatters loyalties, unleashes chaos, and reshapes the balance between love, power, and survival. That was a lot. That was a mouthful. Sorry. Kweki Emenze is the author of one of my favorite books, I think, of 2023, You Made a Fool Out of Death with Your Beauty, which I gave 5 stars and will recommend to the end of my days, even though it is one of the messiest books I have ever read. Messy boots mean woo-wee, but it's a good one. It's a good one. I am thrilled that she has decided to dip her toe into the romantasy genre because, frankly, we do need more queer Black representation in the field. And so I am looking forward to reading this one when it comes out in November. Next up, since it is fall, I added in a horror category, and I'm going to suggest Girl Dinner by Olivia Blake, which is out October 1st. Nina Carr sees the house, an elite sorority of brilliant, beautiful women, as her chance to escape failure and secure her future. Dr. Sloane Hartley, a struggling professor and new mother, envies the sorority's flawless alumni and accepts a role as their academic liaison, hoping to reclaim a sense of control. But as both women are drawn into the house's secretive rituals, they discover that perfection and power demand brutal sacrifices. Faced with unsettling truths and bloody costs, Nina and Sloane must decide how far they're willing to go and what they're willing to lose in the name of belonging. Now, friends, I love reading horror that can be true. it makes it more horrible, I guess you can say. So I'm kind of looking forward to this one. I'll let you know when I get to that one. Next up is the sci-fi slash dystopian genre. I'm going to suggest the book These Memories Do Not Belong to Us by Yamin Ma, which actually came out in August, but I thought it would still fit for this list. In a future ruled by the Qin Empire, every citizen carries a mind bank that records and transmits memories, fueling a society built on memory capitalism, where experiences can be bought, sold, or corrupted. After his mother's death, a young man inherits her cache of banned memories, stories spanning centuries and lives from activists to wrestlers so dangerous. Why is wrestlers dangerous? But anyway, so dangerous that possession alone makes him a target. As he races to preserve and share her truths before they are erased, he risks his freedom and life, uncovering the power of memory to resist oppression and challenge an empire built on control and forgetting. I kept coming back to this book because there's a blurb that the publisher says that it explores how governments and media manipulate history to control the collective imagination, and I thought that was, let's just say, timely. Okay. So I'm going to strongly suggest you go ahead and read that one. I've moved that one up to the top of my list. Our seventh genre is young adult fiction, and our book is The Scammer by Tiffany D. Jackson, which is out October the 7th. Jordan, eager to start fresh at a prestigious HBCU, doesn't expect her roommate's brother, recently released from prison, to be crashing on their dorm couch. Devante is charismatic and sharp, quickly gaining influence on campus, but Jordan suspects his charm hides darker motives. When a roommate disappears, her unease turns to fear. And with no one else to trust, Jordan teams up with the school's only white student to unravel Devante's secrets. As she digs deeper, she finds herself ensnared in a dangerous web of lies, forced to confront how far she'll go to protect her friends and herself. Tiffany D. Jackson wrote Monday Is Not Coming, which is always on the banned books list. We read it in the banned book club last year. And it is one, and she also wrote one of my surprise favorites, The Weight of Blood, both of which I highly, highly recommend. It's good YA. You should read it. You won't even be thinking about the fact that it's YA. Just read it. The last genre that I'm going to suggest for today is nonfiction. And there's only one book that I could suggest, and that is 107 Days by Kamala Harris. That is out today. Kamala Harris offers an unfiltered look at the pressures, triumphs, and heartbreaks of a history defining race, with behind the scenes details and a voice that is both intimate and urgent. This is more than a political memoir. It's a chronicle of resilience, leadership, and high stakes of democracy in action. I have the audiobook, and as you're listening to this, I am listening to the book. I also have a signed copy on the way to me because some things just belong on your bookshelf, friends. And I already know this one belongs on mine. I will be talking about this most likely next week when I do my September wrap up. But as a heads up, I generally don't give star ratings to memoirs because you really can't critique a person's story like that. But I will be talking about what message I think she's trying to convey, what tea she spilled, and if overall I thought it was well written, and if I enjoyed it, and if I thought it was the right time to write it, I guess you can say, even though it's really none of my business, that's hers. But it's all about vibes, friends, really. So my review will be off of vibes. So that was 8 books for your TBR this fall. I hope you heard something on my list today that piqued your interest. Please let me know if you read any of these books and what you think. When you do, I would love to hear from you. Now, let's talk about what I just read. And I'm going to go ahead and say I've been in a slump. I've been in a horrible reading slump. I have started like 10 books and not finished a one. I am currently reading like 5, listening to 3 because nothing can really hold my attention. my brain can't settle, and I think it's a case of a couple of things, mainly, like, too many options. I have a total of 50. All of my library holds came in at once, so I have 15 books from the library here in my house, plus 2 books that I forgot I pre-ordered are arrived. 1 arrived last week, 2 are arriving this week, and I think I'm overwhelmed with it, and the state of the world today also has me overwhelmed, and I have been falling back on familiarity, you might wanna say, and I've been rereading books that are already in my Kindle, already on my shelf. Like, you can't see it, but right here, um, I have Twilight because I'm like, "Why not?" I just finished reading, like, a couple of romance novels that just I don't even remember what they were about, and I'm currently rereading the Hidden Legacy series by what is her name? What is her name? Ilana Andrews. I've read this series years ago, and I know it's years ago because I actually purchased the books. So this is before I had Kindle Unlimited, so I actually purchased these, and I'm reading that series right now. I'm on the 2nd book, White Hot, because it's both familiar and since I haven't read it in so long, it's new. But I've been falling back a lot on books like that. Just not mindless, but I don't have to work too hard for it, and it's familiar. I've been rereading passages of favorite passages of books, and I am also in the middle of reading How Fascism Works. I finally got back into it. I've been reading that book on and off about a month, guys. I am on chapter 4, I think, finally, and I swear with every sentence I read, I feel my blood pressure rising. So I think between that, the state of the world, and the fact that I have too many options right now, and I just can't get my brain to settle, it's been hard. I'm hoping that listening to 107 Days Today gets me back in the swing, you might as well say, even though really due to the subject matter, it's gonna just swing me right back into what I'm trying to escape, but Imma read it. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and in between, because I can never listen to nonfiction straight through. So for my break today, I'm going to take The Wilderness, like I said, to Starbucks, and I'm gonna listen to that. I mean, I'm gonna read that while I have my coffee and my muffin, and hopefully that will break me out of my rut because literally there are too many books for me to read, and they all gonna be due back at the library soon. I tried Libby's new system where put it you suspend the hold. I can't the new way they do it because there were like 3 books coming up, and I'm like, "No, I literally cannot take the pressure of having yet another book here in my house or on my Kindle." So, hopefully, I can get through this and get over my decision fatigue, and move on. Also, Alchemized, um, which came out today also, which I've been waiting for practically since I heard about it. I did not want to read the, fan fiction version of it. Because I didn't wanna have to compare the 2. It shipped yesterday, and it is on its way to me, so it should be here tomorrow according to UPS. I don't know if I will start that or continue on with The Wilderness. Maybe I'll finish The Wilderness. I don't know. And a word on catabasis. A word on catabasis. I might have to put that down and come back to it. I don't wanna say I'm DNFing it completely, but I'm going to DNF it for now because right now it's just not holding my attention. Hell seems like an interesting place, really it does, but right now I don't wanna read about their adventures there, and that is all I'm gonna say about that. I will say that like I said, my top contenders after I finish 107 days are Alchemized. We'll see where I am with The Wilderness after today, see if it holds my attention, and Dominion, which was one of the library holds that finally arrived. So they all arrived at the same time. I swear. It was like 10 books came in the same 2-week period. It was wild. So I'll close my eyes and pick one, probably based on vibes, and let you all know next week if I finally succeeded in getting out of my slump and actually reading something good. Okay, friends, that is all I have for you today. If you enjoyed listening, I'd love it if you would follow me on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast platform. And if you have a minute, please think about leaving a review on Apple Podcasts or sharing the podcast on social media. It helps us grow and find other bookish friends to share with. And if you'd like to connect with me, you can email me at pornoverbookspod@gmail.com. And you can also connect with me on the Porn Over Books Instagram and on YouTube at LaShawn Wiltz and on my personal IG at LaShawn Wiltz and TikTok also. We'll have to talk about TikTok and book talk another time. But that's all today, friends. I hope you once again found something to add to your TBR. If you read something good, let me know. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.